Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Henry Lanier, and I am the Senior Patrol Leader of Troop 354. It is my privilege to welcome you on behalf of Troop 354 to this Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Ryan Furlow, Garrett Hancomer, Doug Sewell, Cooper Tolley, and William Tolley. We know many of you have traveled a long way to honor them, and we are very happy to have you with us. At this time, I will open the ceremony. Will the audience please rise for the presentation of colors for the Eagle Escort and the Pledge of Allegiance? Color Guard, present the colors. Will the audience join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard, post the colors. Please be seated. One of the points of the Scout Law is that Scouts are reverent. So to start our program, I would like to ask Father Jeff Johnson, president of Strake Jesuit College Preparatory, to come forward to deliver the invocation.
Eternal, loving God, we give you thanks and praise for this day, for our health and well-being, and for your presence in our lives. We gather with special gratitude today as we recognize the achievement of our newest Eagle Scouts, Ryan, Garrett, Douglas, Cooper, and William, who have labored to earn this highest award in scouting. We ask your special blessing upon them, that they may continue to serve you, to serve our community and our nation, and labor to teach, lead, and guide other scouts as they travel ahead in their journey. Help and guide these Eagle Scouts and all our scouts, their leaders and parents, to seek always to follow the principles expressed in the Scout Oath and Law, and to serve as mentors to our young people to lead honorable and productive lives. Grant to them and to us who nurture them strength and patience, wisdom and courage. Lend to them and to their leaders your loving blessing this day. And this we pray to the glory and honor of your most holy name, our strength and our salvation. Amen.
I would now like to introduce the Scoutmaster of Troop 354, Mr. Casey Brown.
Not that tall. Welcome, everybody. We are honored today to have some special guests to help celebrate our Eagle candidates. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Please welcome Ryan Furlow's parents, Lisa and David Furlow, brother and fellow Eagle Scout John Furlow, sister-in-law Jackie Furlow, sister Elizabeth Furlow Malpass, brother-in-law Mason Malpass, and nieces and nephews Robert Furlow, Catherine Furlow, Tommy Malpass, and Julia Furlow. Welcome. We also welcome Garrett Handkammer's special guest, parents Kim and Ron Handkammer, grandparents Vicky and Ron Patterson, Robert and John Milliton, and Kathy Handkammer, aunt and uncle Anna Claire and Richie Handkammer, and cousins Caroline and Rob Handkammer. Welcome. We also welcome Doug Sewell's guests. Here today are his mother, Mary Nell Sewell, Ben Hildreth, brother William, and sister Sarah Jane. Doug's grandmother, Susan Faintner, is also here from Austin. And finally, Doug's special guest, Julie Finney, Mark Kelly, and Mike Curley. Welcome. We also welcome Cooper and William Tully's guests, parents Diana and John Tully, grandparents Sharon and Jim Crow, cousins Ryan and Diane Windes, and Coach Mike Curley. Welcome. I want to thank all of y'all for traveling either across town or across the country to be here to celebrate these fine young men. And we are honored to have some Eagle Scouts here as Eagle Guard sponsors in our presence today. And when I stand, please stand when I introduce you. Eagle Guard for Ryan Furlow, brother John Furlow, a Houston, Texas Troop 55 Eagle Scout. Welcome. Eagle Guard for Garrett Handkammer, friend William Scott, a Houston, Texas Troop 354 Eagle Scout. Welcome, William. Eagle Guard for Doug Sewell, friend in Portland, Texas Troop 345 Eagle Scout, Ben Hildreth. Welcome. An Eagle Guard for Cooper Tully, friend in Beaumont, Texas Troop 85 Eagle Scout, Jeff Phillips. An Eagle Guard for William Tully, friend in Houston, Texas Troop 55 Eagle Scout, Tom McGee. And if we have any Eagles in the audience, I'd ask that you also stand at this time and be recognized. Thank you all for coming. And now, by the power vested in me by the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Court of Honor to be duly convened for the sole purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Ryan Furlow, Garrett Handkammer, Doug Sewell, Cooper Tully, and William Tully. You'll see on the table in front of our senior patrol leader a white candle. This white candle represents the spirit of scouting, a spirit which burns brightly in the heart of every scout. I would like to ask our senior patrol leader, Henry Lanier, to lead us in renewing our scout spirit by lighting the candle and then repeating the scout oath and scout law.
Scouts, please stand for the scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
The Eagle Award is the highest y'all can be seated, I'm sorry. The Eagle Award is the highest recognition one can receive in scouting. It is the crowning achievement of years of steady advancement. Along the way, an Eagle has learned valuable real-life skills that will prepare him to be a better citizen and leader. The wearer of the Eagle Award is the embodiment of Scouts' best efforts and beliefs. Ryan, Garrett, Doug, Cooper, and William have distinguished themselves through active service, community involvement, leadership roles, and a high degree of character. It is important that each of us understands the meaning of the Eagle badge. The pathway to Eagle can be described as a steep trail leading up to 3 peaks, the highest being that of Eagle Scout. Officially, the trail starts with a tenderfoot rank and continues through second and first class ranks. Then the mountain climbing begins. The path is marked with merit badges, leadership responsibilities, and service projects, and the practice of scouting skills and ideals. The first peak is reached is that of Star Scout. The second is Life Scout, and finally, Eagle Scout. Today, you have completed all of these requirements and ranks and are recommended to this honor. And now, my favorite part of the program is that our Eagle candidates will have the moments to share their thoughts and thank those who have played an important role in their scouting adventures. Would each scout come forward in turn and share your thoughts?
Sorry, one moment. Hello, my name is Ryan Furlow. I met the requirements for Eagle about a year ago. Most of the people I knew in Scouts have long since left the troop, but I'm sure most of the people in this audience have shared similar experiences to me. I loved my scouting experience, and I'd like to share some things that I remember. I will never forget the first time I explored E-Rock. The freedom, the danger, the camaraderie. I remember sneaking through small passageways in the rocks or climbing huge hills of stone. More than the merit badges or the troop meetings, the campouts blow everything else out of the water. You know that if you're a scout. I remember setting up my tent, my first camp out. The tent was too big, it was dark, raining, and I had forgotten my tent stakes. Luckily for me, an older scout had forgotten his tent entirely, and was more than happy to help me teach me how to set up my tent. I remember exploring the woods. I remember my fellow scout's canoe flipped, and he lost all his stuff. I remember putting my tent towards the middle of the group when I was 10 years old, so that if the monster came, he would come and eat everybody else around me instead of me. I remember firing off a cannon at the Adkins Ranch. I remember coming home every single camp out and getting Whataburger on the way. I have a lot of treasured memories from Scouts. These are just a few, and there are many more I could name. Now that I'm an Eagle, I feel a tremendous sense of gratitude towards those that got me here. I would like to thank my parents, of course, for getting me here. They helped me through scouting, and my Eagle project would have been impossible without their guidance and help the whole way through. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for doing so much to get me here. This accomplishment is just as much yours as it is mine. Thank you, Scout leaders, for guiding me through scouting. It accounts for some of my most formative memories of my youth. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy, for your frequent advice, help, and guidance through the Eagle process. I obviously could not have done it without you. And thank you for you all for listening. I wish you all the best. I hope that you one day look back at scouting with as fond of memories as I do. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Doug Sewell, and I am super excited to be here. Thank you so much for coming to celebrate me and my fellow Eagle Scouts today. I didn't prepare a speech because I'm really not good at reading off paper. I figured it would be better for me just to have some bullet points on a note card and just kind of share from the heart about what scouting has meant to me over the years. Many of you know I really didn't start out in Troop 354. Honestly, after I had left my previous troop, I was in a huge rut. I wasn't enjoying scouting. I didn't think I'd make it to Eagle. I was ready to quit. But then my brother joined Troop 354, and I decided to give it a try. And through the troop, I have never felt more welcome, and I felt like I mattered more. It was a smaller community, and I felt like I could really make an impact on the troop through the smaller community. And the community through the troop, both through the camaraderie shared amongst me and my fellow scouts, and through the mentorship of many of the adult leaders have really inspired me as I've grown as a young man. And much of the mentorship that I have received from many of the adult scouts or adult leaders have really enabled me to start thinking about, my approach to fatherhood someday if I'm able to become a father. Just such kindness and generosity despite having a full-time job just really made an impact on my life, and I really hope that someday I'll be able to go the extra mile and provide for my children in the same way that the adult leaders have done for me aside from their jobs. A few highlights from my scouting career. I really loved going to Glacier National Park in Montana. I went with my mom and the Bakers and Mr. Miller. It was a highlight of my scouting career, maybe. We hiked through beautiful mountains and saw beautiful glaciers, and I was really just able to, see God's beauty through scouts. For my Eagle Scout project, I constructed a spirit store for Cristo Rey Jesuit, which serves high school students from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. And through that project, I was really able to see how the Jesuit community kind of came together with the community in Troop 354 as we kind of joined forces and created something that that I thought was going to be super hard, 6 months before, and we made it happen through the power of those two communities coming together. Thank you so much to my mom, to Father Johnson, Coach Curley, to Mrs. Finney, and everyone who came out today, and to my grandmother, to my sister, to my brother. I really appreciate all of your guidance and mentorship over the years, and thank you so much all for coming today.
Hello, everybody. My name is Garrett Hankamer. So my journey at Troop 354 started in 5th grade. I started out with only a couple friends in the troop, Bailey and Will. But over time, I became friends with a lot of the scouts around my age. This made my scouting experience a lot better because I was able to get through the ranks and requirements with the help of my friends. I think the sense of competition to keep up with Will and Bailey, who flew through the ranks very quickly, was also a blessing in that procrastination was not an option, and it motivated me to keep pushing through the ranks in activities so I could get my Eagle sooner than later. Although activities like merit badge fairs weren't necessarily a joy, I'm glad I persevered through the process because scouting has taught me much more than tying knots. It's taught me things like leadership, persistence, teamwork, patience, and independence. I think the biggest learning experience from all this was my Eagle project, which you probably expected. Although it took me 2 long years to complete my planter box project, I learned how to communicate effectively, recruit volunteers, and source materials and plan events in the process. The most fun experiences of scouting were the couple years I went to Melita Island Camp. It was fun being away from the city and being able to spend time with my fellow scouts in the wilderness, surrounded by blue waters and greeted by beautiful sunrises. I am very glad that all my work has paid off and I am finally crossing the finish line. I would like to thank my mother and father for encouraging me through the process and helping me get over the speed bumps I came across during the process. I would also like to thank all my fellow scouts, and I can say with confidence that I wouldn't have been able to get through this journey without you all, and it has helped me make my experience in scouting a lot more fun. Last but not least, I would like to thank Mr. Brown and Mr. Kennedy for all their hard work regarding my scouting career and journey through the Eagle rank. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is William Tully. Scouts has been a great experience to me in so many ways. Through the years, Scouts has helped me do some of the things that I love to do and also inspired new interests and talents. I think that many of you knew that Cooper and I would both talk about fishing. I think I caught my first fish when I was about 3 years old, and fishing has been a constant in my life, especially scouting ever since. Every single camp out, I would bring a fishing rod, no matter what Mr. Brown would say. Funnily enough, it often worked out because I would find some random body of water and catch a fish. My favorite camp out was probably camp out at the Pelops Ranch. They had an awesome bass pond, and the Falcon Patrol spent many, many, many hours fishing at that pond. We woke up before the sun was even up, and we started catching fish. At one point, there were 7 of us crowded around one tiny dock fishing together. We even hid when the rest of the troop was going on a hike so that we could fish while they were gone. Another time, my brother, Damien, and I really wanted to go fishing, but we couldn't fish in the pond for certain reasons. But as we were exploring the area, we found a stream. Unfortunately, this stream was on the other side of a barbed wire fence. However, being the determined fishermen we were, we found a way under the fence. So we got to fish the stream, and we ended up catching some fish. So many of my favorite fishing memories are from Scouts. One thing I did not know much about before Scouts was cooking, and now I love to cook and bake. Either my brother or I were the grub master for almost every single campout. For those of you who don't know, the grub master is the cook for their patrol. Good meals are a highlight of camping, and I love to cook, so I learned to make some pretty tasty things, like chocolate chip pancakes and steak sandwiches. However, the best thing I learned to make was jambalaya. We were on the high adventure backpacking trip in 2021, and we had to make our own food with the ingredients that the camp gave us, like bags of dried beans and pasta. It was the second to last day on the trip, and we had a bunch of random ingredients left over, and we were all hungry for something good. Mr. McGee taught me how to make jambalaya with rice, pepperoni, and dried tomato powder. Although it probably wouldn't be as good now, at that time, it was the most delicious thing I'd ever tasted. Mr. McGee gave me his real jambalaya recipe back in Houston, and now it is a favorite I make for my family. I am so thankful to everybody for helping me through my Scout journey. First, I would like to thank my family. My parents both spent a lot of times on Scouts, driving to campouts, attending meetings, and helping me with my Eagle Scout project. My dad even took a week off of work for our backpacking trip in Wyoming. I also want to say thank you to my brother. We shared a tent and pretty much everything else in scouting, and that was awesome. Finally, I would like to thank all the Scout leaders who have helped me through the years, especially Mr. Brown, Mr. Kennedy, and Mr. Algren. You all give this troop so much, and I could not have gotten to where I am now without you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cooper Tully, and thank you so much for coming out. Scouting started out for me as a way to hang out with my friends in a different environment than usual. But as I got older, I learned just how many great skills and experiences that would come with the friendships and laughs. Campouts were always the main attraction for me, and the best thing about campouts was being able to go fishing. Finding new fishing spots and fishing with my friends motivated me to go on so many campouts. No matter where the campout was, there was a 99% chance that I would have my fishing rod and tackle box in tow. One of the best campouts we went to was on the Pelops Ranch. My brother, Dimmy, Constantine, Dylan, and I caught 64 largemouth bass in their pond. But to be honest, we weren't sure that they were all different bass. We caught some that had familiar-looking lures in their mouth. Even when we weren't fishing, we were trying to find ways to have fun. One time at Lake Somerville, Wade, William Steen, Dimmy, my brother, and I all heaved rocks at a huge bloated dead carp until eventually it exploded. So that was fun. My favorite campout was on a different level than most of the campouts. It was a high-adventure backpacking trip through the wilderness near Yellowstone National Park. I went on the trip with Wade, William Steen, Sean, Logan, my brother, Matthew Berman, and some of our dads. We got to fish parts on the North Fork River that are rarely fished and got to catch some big trout. Unfortunately, the second day, it poured rain and the river turned extremely muddy, so fishing was not an option. So we had to find other ways to have fun, like playing endless games of 8-way war. Besides this love for outdoors, another thing that has been strengthened for me by doing Scouts is my leadership skills. But I learned different things than most as I was a senior patrol leader, right when COVID started. So I had to lead the troop through the first couple of Zoom calls, which were quite the experience. Whether it was people who did not mute their mic or people who had weird names when they joined, there was always something. There are a lot of people who I would like to thank. All of these people helped me get to where I am today, and I'm forever grateful. First, I would like to thank Mr. Phillips and Mr. McGee. They were the people who originally got me into scouting. They led our Cub Scout den and really made sure that we had fun and learned to love camping. We had awesome stick wars with our den and always had the best food. Beignets, fried chicken, breakfast tacos, and even a whole pig cooked over a fire. And if there was ever a good football game on, we had a TV to watch it on. Next, I would like to thank the adult leaders in our troop, Mr. Brown, Mr. Kennedy, and Mr. Albrin, and so many others. I appreciate your constant work and help for myself and other scouts like me who are trying to reach this monumental goal. I would also like to thank my mom and dad for pushing me to keep going on Scouts, whether it was reminders to pack for my campouts and finish up merit badges, or even help proofread my Eagle Scout essay. They were there for me all the way, and I couldn't have done it without them. Lastly, I want to thank all my friends. You all have made Scouting so much fun, and I know we'll always look back and laugh at our memories from Scouts. Thank you.
I feel bad having my back to you when I'm speaking. Becoming an Eagle Scout is a great honor and also a great responsibility. And at this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Stuart Kennedy, our Life to Eagle coach, to remind each of you what is required as an Eagle Scout.
Just one thing to say to Mr. and Mrs. Tully. I sure hope they don't meet a set of twins who like fishing and get married. Anyway, Ryan, Garrett, Doug, William, and Cooper, congratulations. So you've reached the top of the mountain. It doesn't quite stop there. Anyway, I have the honour today to give you the Eagle Scout charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in Scouting. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in world history. You have been counted worthy of this high rank, and all of you who know you celebrate your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honour and responsibility, but you are now a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you are expected to exemplify in your daily life the high principles and values expressed in the Scout Oath and Law. As an Eagle Scout, you will have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts and the world in general. This is a great undertaking which you are now about to begin. Your actions will be more conspicuous and people will expect more of you. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honour to yourself, your family and Troop 354. Now, I'm not an American, but this is a pretty good country. America has many good things to give you, but these things depend, for the most part, on the quality of our citizens. This country has had a great past, and you are here to make that future greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and your fellow human beings. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to follow your example. There are many who use their strength, minds, and resources to exploit others for their own gain and selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. Build a solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. Whatever others say or may do, you should leave behind a record of which every Scout may be justly proud. So on behalf of Twin Bayou District, Sam Houston Area Council, and the Boy Scouts of America, we hope that you will always represent the finest of character and citizenship, and we welcome you to the Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts. Gentlemen, congratulations.
See if I can position this a little better so you're not staring at my back. When we began our program today, you joined with your fellow Scouts in reading the Scout Oath. Now you, Ryan, Garrett, Doug, Cooper, and William will stand alone and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout Promise. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the same words which close the Declaration of Independence. At this time, I'd ask that all Eagle Scouts in the audience please stand in support of our Eagle candidates for the reading of the Eagle Scout Oath. Candidates, please rise. Ryan, Garrett, Doug, Cooper, and William, please give the Scout sign and repeat the Eagle Scout oath after me. I state your name. Reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2, you may be seated. It's now the time for the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award. At this time, I'd ask that our Eagle Guard go to the audience and bring our candidates' parents up to the front. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Come on in. And with our Eagle candidates, would you please come stand in front of your family? Scouts, on behalf of the troop, adult leaders, and committee members of Troop 354, it is my pleasure to present you the Eagle Scout neckerchief and slide. Would the Eagle Guard please go to the table in front of Mr. Kennedy and retrieve the neckerchief for your Eagle candidate? And once you have the candidate, would you please assist your Eagle in putting it on? And for most of our Eagles, this will be the first time they've ever worn a neckerchief since Cub Scouts. All right. After the Eagle Guards have the neckerchiefs, would you please go back to the table to retrieve the parent medals? As a symbol of all the effort, encouragement, and motivation that your parents have shown you along the trail to Eagle, the court now asks that you present to each of your parents a miniature of the Eagle pin. Eagle Guard, I'd ask that you next go to the table and retrieve the Eagle Scout Medal Award. Ryan, Garrett, Doug, Cooper, and William, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present you with the Eagle Scout Award, which I will ask that your mothers pin over your heart. All right, Eagles face the audience. By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor for the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to pronounce each of you an Eagle Scout. Congratulations. Welcome Ryan Furlow, Garrett Hankammer, Doug Sewell, Cooper Tully, and William Tully to the group of Troop 354 Eagle Scouts. Congratulations. Eagles and Guards, you may return to the stage, and parents, you may return to the audience. Thank you. Y'all may be seated. I would now like to invite Father Johnson back up to deliver the benediction.
Loving God, we come to you as we take our leave with hearts full of gratitude for these young men, for all of their accomplishments, all of the hard work, all of their parents' hard work on their behalf. We ask that you continue to lead them and guide them, continue to teach them to be generous, continue to teach them to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not to seek reward, except that of knowing that they do your will. And we ask this in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you for coming today. We invite you to stay and greet the Eagle Scouts and their families at a reception following the retiring of the colors. I now declare this Eagle Scout Court of Honor adjourned. Please stand for the retiring of the colors. Color Guard, please retire the colors.
All right, thank y'all. There's a receptionist next door.